exactly for you. We here at Urban View have a friend. We love this friend because he's dope. He makes us all feel better about our lives and how things are going. And his name is Drew McCaskill, career expert in global communications at LinkedIn. Welcome back, brethren. Welcome back.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Are we almost matching in color? I
I
have on a
feel
black.
like we are.
You're a little more in the red. I'm a little more in the orange today, but yeah,
Hmm
it works. It works. I like it.
It
How you
works.
doing? How you feeling?
I feel good. I feel good. I mean, I love the conversation that you were just having because not only am I excited when I get to be on Urban View, but I listen to Urban View too. And listen, Lurie, when I was young, I learned so much Black history in Vacation Bible School, and I
Yeah.
learned so much Black history in Sunday school. And
Yep.
because I had Black 4-H leaders, I learned so much Black history at 4-H. I
Mm.
mean, when I had to do public speaking for my 4-H troop, I could do the monologue from Julius Caesar, or I could do Dr. King's Been to the Mountaintop speech,
Come
right?
on.
Like that was the way I feel like community and what we had our kids or what I and the other kids in my community, what we were involved in when we were not in school was all in effort to reinforce what we weren't learning in my public school system in the state of Mississippi.
Wow. He said Vacation Bible School. You took me back. Those are some powerful weeks. Vacation Bible School, which also technically might be considered a DEI program because I know my mama ain't had no place to send us that she could pay to send us, but we sure was going to be at Vacation Bible School. But
Listen,
you're
Vacation Bible
right.
School, you was gonna get breakfast, you was gonna
Yep.
get a juice box, and you
Yep.
was gonna get a light lunch before you went home at
Listen,
1 o'clock.
your
Shoot.
peanut butter and jelly might have more peanut butter than jelly, but it was going to be good.
But
And it
it
was
was
going to
gonna be
hold.
good. It was
Mhm.
gonna be good.
You could ride your bike home after that. You could go all day. You could go all day.
All
Drew,
day.
we're seeing, and I keep feeling this, and I said it right after the election that I wish it had gone the other way, but had it gone the other way, it would not have forced us to deal with a lot of the things that we have to deal with right now. Like we had a caller who was like, well, now we can, and she wasn't saying now, but she was like, well, don't forget, we can go back and teach our own kids. And it's like, well,
Yeah.
that is true. And we need to remember that, but that was always the case.
That
And
was
we got to
always the
unpack
case.
why we chose not to. And this gives us an opportunity to do that so that whatever we build in the hereafter will be reflective, I think, of the best of us. But the same is true for those of us who are showing up in these workspaces. A lot of
Yeah.
folks are having realizations, they're having questions. And I know that LinkedIn, you guys have the 2025 skills on the rise, and you're helping people sort through. A lot of folks are realizing, oh, y'all really don't like me in this
Yeah.
workplace. I need to find somewhere else to be, or y'all really have no plans on seeing my excellence excel in this space. So I need to figure out something else. But the something else is a little elusive for folks. Talk to us about what you're seeing.
Yeah, listen, I'm going to be completely honest with you that the job market is wow, wow, wow right now. It is still super, super tight. I mean, in February alone, US employers cut about 172,000 jobs. So it's no surprise that a lot of people are feeling really uneasy about like jumping into the job market. And listen, I mean, but people are still looking, right? A lot of people are saying maybe my next best job is somewhere in the current place where I'm working. So maybe I need to change teams so I can change bosses and change managers and that sort of thing. So let me look around to see what's going on. And about half of professionals are already job hunting in 2025, even without the layoffs, right? And that number goes up to 64% for Black folks and
Whoa.
62% for Latinos. People who are saying, okay, I may still have this job, but I'm going to start looking around to see what else is going on. And what I want to do with talking about like the current skills that jobs that companies are looking for is there's a couple of things that are counterintuitive, but I want to make sure that Urban View audience knows that if they are currently looking for a job. Okay, top of the list, AI literacy. I'm just going to put it out there. I've been talking about Black folks need to get AI literacy skills for at least a year, even before this came out, right? AI is really reshaping like how people are doing work, right? I mean, you need to start looking at just being AI literate so you can speak the language to stay competitive in the marketplace. But let me talk about what the other top skills are, because you may be surprised. Number 2 on that list is conflict mitigation. We're talking about human skills, what we used to call soft skills, which I feel like these skills ain't soft. These are human skills. Conflict mitigation. The workplace tensions are rising. All of the things that the conflicts that are going on in the outside world, People are having these in-office debates. We got intergenerational, 5 generations in the workforce at
Right.
one time. We're
Yep.
bringing boomers back into the workforce because there are tons of people that are saying, "Hey, I just need somebody that's gonna get this work done. Somebody's gonna have a level head. Somebody that's not gonna bring the outside world into this conversation at work." And knowing how to navigate conflict is crucial.
How do you
They are
demonstrate that?
asking for people to have conflict mitigation skills because the world is so divided externally. And just because you swipe your badge don't always mean that that division is not going to come into the office.
How do I demonstrate that I have conflict resolution skills on my resume
I
or
mean,
in an
listen,
interview?
I think that you have to talk about those conflict mitigation skills and
Mitigation, not
like
resolution.
and think about it like this. Like sometimes if somebody says to you, do you have an example of a time when you and a colleague didn't agree on something? How did you resolve it? They're asking you what your conflict mitigation skills are. So let's reverse engineer that, right? Like I think one of the things that you can say in these interviews is that I can demonstrate a level head. I can listen to two sides of an argument or two sides of a conflict, and I can be a mediator in that and listen for facts. And I am a person who can hear two sides of a story and help people get to consensus.
Mm.
So
Oh,
these are
that
questions that
just
people are
rolled
going to
out.
be asking you.
Ooh, Drew, that was good. Get to consensus. I can listen to two sides and help you get to consensus. Not I'm gonna tell you what to do is my way or the highway, but I
Right.
can help you achieve consensus.
I can help you achieve consensus or have a professional conversation about A or B and get to a place to where everybody can agree that we may not think the exact same way, but a decision is made and we're going to move with that decision,
Mm.
right? I can have a righteous debate at work and still move forward, even if it's against the decision, the side that I lobbied for, right? Conflict
Okay.
mitigation, or being able because they're looking for these leadership skills. Number three on that list is adaptability. People want somebody who like the rapid this all of this is changing fast.
Yes.
AI is really included in that, and people want you to be able to pivot and not panic. That
Mm.
means that if we change our strategy, you're not gonna be saying, "But wait, I put all this work into this." Yeah, that's true, but everybody is pivoting,
Right.
and that being able to adapt as fast as things are changing. Let me tell you that I have been, what I had planned on my January through March
Yes.
in June and July is completely different.
Mm.
And you got to roll with it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have to adapt. Innovative thinking is number 5 on that list, and that's like creative problem solving. People want to figure out like these AI things that are happening up, what else could we do with it, right? Like if you're taking all of some of these manual processes away, you want to be able to control your own destiny to say, okay, well, if this part of my job is going away, let me be the person that starts to think about what I could do if this part goes away and let me make that pitch, right? You want to be able to start thinking about how you can have agency and thinking that through and that innovative thinking. Let me give you an example why I think that like some of these where when you're in these interviews, right? Listing the skills on your profile or your resume may help you get the interview, but you got to be able to listen in those interviews to understand what these recruiters and these hiring managers are asking you. Tell me about a time where you solved a problem your company was facing. All that is innovative thinking, right? So reverse engineer that. Be prepared to talk about how you have helped solve a problem. People want problem solvers, right? People want great storytellers who can make the case for a shift.
Mm.
Those are the things that I want to like share with people in terms of these are the skills that you highlight. Here's how you start to talk about them. Here's how you can listen for when people are asking you for those things so that we perform better in interviews.
I
That's
like
my
that.
goal.
Because a lot of times when you're in an interview or someone's asking you a question, you're not necessarily thinking about the broader meaning behind the question. You're answering
Hmm.
it at the surface level. But if
Yeah.
you can hear someone asking you, and if I'm hearing you correctly, Drew, please let me know. If not, please redirect. If we are in an interview and we're hearing someone ask us one of those questions like, how do you solve, what's your problem solving strategy? Or tell us about a time where you and a colleague disagreed. That's really about how we are able to reach consensus. What are
Yeah.
our conflicts? So y'all remember these words. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk about conflict mitigation, because one of the most important things we can do is strive to reach consensus so that all of the goals of the mission, of the project, of the business are executed. Speak about how you want to bring that conflict mitigation into the space, and you look forward for ways of arriving at the happy middle. Is that sort of
That's
what you're talking
exactly
about?
it. And listen, I mean, you can keep it a buck too. I mean, you definitely should be talking about it, but like you can just say, listen, there will be times at work where people disagree. One of the things that I've been really proficient at in all of my roles in the past is being able to hear both sides of an argument and then talk to people about how to have a righteous debate and get to a decision and then move forward with that decision, even if it was not what I had originally wanted to do.
Oh
Here's
my
an
God,
example.
that y'all better get on the app and rewind what he just said and memorize it. 'Cause I saw the formula. I saw the formula as you just laid it out, Drew.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Okay.
Because what people are in so many of these interviews, they're listening for, is this person going to be able to tune out the I'm gonna argue for the sake of arguing, or the person is gonna tune out I have to win,
Mm.
right?
Okay.
And I'm not talking about being in a situation where you go against your core values, right? And I think that even being able to have a conversation about where you've made these types of decisions is really key. So start to think about, is there an example where I have sort of fostered collaboration and and particularly leading diverse teams. That doesn't always necessarily mean racial ethnic diversity. It could mean teams where I'm a part of a team where people are in this geography, that geography, another geography, and
Mhm.
sometimes we do business differently based on cultural nuance. What I am good at is listening and helping people get out their thoughts and hear other people so that we can get to a decision faster.
I love this. And
Or
frankly, I know
I'm
there's
good at helping facilitate our my thoughts and our conversations in a professional and productive manner.
and anybody who's ever had to negotiate between children, you know how to do this. You may not think of yourself as somebody who's got conflict mitigation skills, but if you've got more than one child, or if you and the child and the other parent is constantly arguing and you good at you have conflict mitigation skills. So one of the
Yes.
challenges, Drew, is that people don't see their
Yeah.
lived experience as a source of expertise. And I just want to make sure that we're not forgetting that as well. Because when you laid out that formula, I was like, that I did that this morning with the kids.
Yes.
Like that, I just did that.